I thought the team's performance in our last home weekend was actually pretty good. As you mentioned, getting the result against San Diego State was to make amends for the week earlier where we dropped that result on the road. So I was pleased for the guys, and it got us to a good magic mark of 9 wins, which is important. And we had some guys banged up, so we had some others who stepped in and did the job on that Thursday. And we wanted to continue to make Lorenz a fortress. And inviting in UCLA the Sunday, I thought that the overall performance was really good. I thought we were quite dominant, to be honest with you, for most stretches of the game. But in soccer, there's little ebbs and flows that you have to control, and one of them is being able to deal with transition. And we're a very good transition team ourselves in attack, and UCLA got us in transition for their second goal, and with two very good players that are typical of what they have. So, but I thought we kept pounding, kept knocking on the door. I thought it showed and displayed our fight and confidence of chasing and getting after teams regardless of who they are. So really disappointed not to at least get a point out of it, but what it does, it gave us the momentum we wanted going into the bye week, to rest the bodies, but at the same time there's an excitement going into this weekend. Well, with the bye week, we want to certainly try to continue some type of rhythm, because the guys are well into the rhythm of the season and how they deal with the work to rest ratios and whatnot. But just to kind of give the combativeness a break, I think, is more than anything else. We've had some guys that were banged up that quite honestly just needed to shut down for a week, and I think that's done them a world of good. So to have the guys feel physically fresh, I know they're super excited. They were the other day in training, they were kind of bouncing off the walls a little bit because they didn't know what to do with themselves. They felt so good, and it's probably the first time they felt this way since preseason, before preseason. So the spirits are good, and the excitement is really high. Philip has done a very unassuming job. Philip and Graham Smith in particular, playing kind of those anchors and the central midfielder, very similar to an offensive line in football, where there's not a lot of glory, but if those guys aren't doing the job, no one can do their job. And so Philip has done a very good job of coming in. Remember, he's a transfer student, so coming in, getting used to his teammates, new coach, and doing a role. And he's done a very good role. And I think, for Philip, he would probably tell you there's more that he can give. I think there's some areas that he would like to be sharper in, that in his mind could continue to help the team get better. But with Philip and Graham Smith in particular in those center mid roles, that allows the other players to do their job, especially going forward. Every time I talk about the strength of the Pac-12, it's like a broken record. I think it's certainly obvious that you're talking about the elite of the elite in Division I college soccer, probably in Division I sports, to be honest with you, in most sports. And in men's soccer, it's certainly the case. And you do see teams knocking each other off. And the uniqueness of that in the Pac-12 versus some of the other conferences, that we play a double round robin. So when you get 2 cracks at a team and you don't have a conference tournament, I think that there's more probability for those type of matches to happen, especially when you got a home and home situation. So on one hand, I'm not surprised that the results have gone the way they've gone. And on the other hand, it provides a lot of excitement, because on the day you just never know what's going to happen. But I do know this, is that you have to bring your A game every single time in these games, because we are dealing with the best of the best. And if you want to be that, you gotta play like that against these teams. Yeah, we need to be able to get something out of 2 road games. I think the road games in the Pac-12 are very similar to me, like when you're in European games, that there's a major difference between playing on the road and playing at home. And so in this conference, getting something out of the road is everything. And so for us, we do have goals set to what we want to get out of this particular weekend. And you've got a couple teams that are in form right now. And, but we look forward to that, because in order to go where we want to go, we have to do well against teams like this. And so, having played those two teams already, there is a bit of familiarity, even though it was about a month ago. But at the same time, it'll be what it'll be. We have to do what we do well, and they're going to have to do what they do well, and then let the chips fall where they may. But I know the excitement and the opportunity to play these teams is riding pretty high. So we're looking forward to it.